welcome to Garcast, home of all manly media.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Garcast. Today we are all together not all together, we have Tom missing, sadly, but we will replace him by a soundboard.
Tom has
hopefully.
disappeared forever. We don't know where he is.
He's been to the anti-world of below Earth. Probably Pacific Rim or something else has opened. And New Zealand just fell in. Okay, we talk about things and stuff that we watched, saw, and read and played recently. So a basic update on all of our lives, the exciting ones that we all have, and maybe you'll find something that you like too. So today we only have Ali.
Hey.
Boris.
I'm suffering.
Tom.
Yeah, g'day. Okay.
Insert soundboard here. And me, Elena. So who wants to start? Who has had seen something recently that you want to talk about?
I'm gonna immediately date the podcast. Doom Eternal got released last night or yesterday, and
Nice.
I've been doing that, and I've been raging because I picked the ultra violence difficulty, and it's harder than I thought. And now every larger encounter in the game takes me like 20 retries. Ooh. But I'm also too fucking stubborn to just put the difficulty down. So this is my destiny now.
You gotta say it out.
Yep. But aside from that, the game is about double as good as the first one, and the first one was already one of my favorite games, so that's incredible. I don't know how they did it. They added a lot of stuff. There's a hub where the Doom guy, you can just go to his quarters and he has stuff there, like comic books.
Ooh, nice.
And shit like that, and a painting with his bunny.
Oh,
that's good.
And the combat is just on steroids. It's Devil May Cry in first-person perspective or something like that.
There's so much very shit. Good.
Yeah, it's Mick Gordon's new album came with a free video game, and it's pretty solid.
I saw the thing they released on the heavy metal choir that they did. Basically, okay, we need a big badass choir to accompany the Doom guy. So what do? We just invite all the metal singers we could find and make a big metal choir.
They just made like an open call, and like whoever was around came in. They have like the guy from Aborted and the Mongolian throat singer from Tanger Cavalry and a bunch of
everyone's there.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of metal folks. I heard that song once, I think. Unless there's multiple songs that have just big choirs, which, yeah.
I could imagine. And it just sounds so just massively overbearing, just onslaught of noise and voice. I myself only have played the first Doom and failed miserably.
Do you mean the first Doom or the first Noom?
First Noom from 2016. Because I am absolutely dreadful, A, at ego shooters, and B, I have heavy motion sickness. I cannot play. It curse my body and my eyes. I cannot play games in ego perspective longer than, I say, half an hour, or else I'm going to puke. That's not good. So I either have to go really far away from the screen so that my eyes don't mix myself up with Doom Guy, or I just can play in really short bursts. And so I've defected to the solution to the problem. My boyfriend plays Doom, and I just sit 3 meters behind him and watch. And so the first one is amazing. So the second one being even better sounds... Woo.
Yeah, I gotta give praise to the amount of options as well, because I'm playing on a PlayStation because I'm scum. And I've noticed there's a lot of like options for like color blindness and other such assisted stuff, and also just a whole array of fucking so many options to modify the game and the graphics. There's a FOV slider. Console games never get FOV sliders, and I cranked that shit up, and now I have super huge periphery vision. It's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, this game looks great and runs smoothly, and of course the PlayStation is overheating, but the music's loud enough to where I don't notice anymore.
Well, the PlayStation is not overheating, it's getting into the metal spirit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's just providing like a harsh noise filter over the entire thing.
True noise metal.
Yep.
Yeah, what did they change? Like, I thought the gameplay was already like super smooth in the first one. What did they add?
Essentially just a bunch of options in combat. Like you have the little arm thingy that has a flamethrower on it, and everything's been like sort of retooled to where every item, every weapon you have, every sub weapon is the weakness of a certain enemy, and everything has its purpose. Like the chainsaw now recharges on its own, so when you run out of ammo you can always use the chainsaw. And
okay, that's cool.
Aside from that, it's just like quality of life shit, like being able to fast travel at the end of any level and just go into any room, and if you want to re-explore, and there's stuff I'm forgetting, probably.
Wasn't there a lot of air stuff and jumping?
Yeah,
I saw it in the trailers.
I don't think I've gotten to that yet. I think there's like a, what do you call it? The fucking swingy chain thing. You can just
the hook.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, there's like a hook thing that you can just like latch onto enemies and pull yourself towards them. I haven't gotten it yet, but even aside from that, like you have air dashes and double jumps, and you can do some sick maneuvering in the air.
Ooh, damn. Nice. Okay.
That's what I've been doing. Most recently, in the past 24 hours.
Everything that I've seen so far from Doom Eternal is like everybody just screaming very loudly that it's very amazing. So I hope that I'll get to it as soon as possible.
Someone said, there was a tweet where they said, I think maybe it was Rata, anyway, Doom Eternal makes Doom 2016 look like Doom 3.
Oh yeah, it was Rata, the good Yu-Gi-Oh man who tweeted that. I saw that.
It's also like kind of pointless for me to recommend this game, because I think everyone who's into first-person shooters is already playing this thing. So
Yeah.
I'm just mentioning it to put a burden on myself, so I have to edit this podcast before it isn't relevant anymore.
It's good old metal pressure
Yeah,
on yourself.
there's a huge weight on my shoulders now.
A whole Doom guy just sitting there, scowling angrily.
The man's always furious. You can see his face now through the visor, and he's just always angry.
I think you mentioned that he has books. What sort of books does Doom guy read?
You can go into his quarters and like zoom in on the books, and they all have like titles that are like sort of either parodies of well-known novels or referencing first-person shooter shit.
Ooh, nice.
Like there's one that's like, I think it's called The Life and Trials of Flint Taggart, which is the name that Doom guy had in like the Doom novel from the 90s or something.
Ooh, nice.
He also has like a bunch of shooters on his shelf, and there's some fictional comic books and guitars on the wall, and yeah, but that's for everyone to find out. Go in there and check out those book covers.
Nice.
Also, it has giant robots now.
Oh.
Oh, very important, yes. Wasn't there a tweet that they're designed by one of the Pacific Rim guys?
Yep.
Nice.
I haven't seen them do anything yet, but they're just in the background, like pretty much from minute one. Like
Chekhov's mecha.
There's either like an arm laying around that you can activate to create like a passageway, or just a giant statue of a massive demon fighting a massive demon fighting robot. I hope there's some actual live mechs eventually, but I don't have any doubts that that's going to happen.
But I can imagine that being very good. Because what's the point of having a mecha if you cannot pilot it?
Oh boy. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment if that's not a thing that the game can handle, but come on now.
If you gotta have the mechs, you gotta use them.
Yeah, you can't put mechs everywhere and then just not put Doomguy in a mech. But he's already like all powerful. Also, I don't know a whole lot about Doom lore. I realized today, like, I've been reading some of the codex entries in the game, and apparently Doomguy might be some kind of alien. I don't know.
Oh. But I think for Doom, it's maybe not that important if you
it's not vital.
See everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not vital to know Doom lore. But they sure put a lot of effort into creating Doom lore. So that's a thing.
Yeah, but yeah, that sounds very good.
Aside from that, I don't know what I've been doing this week. This virus is fucking up everything.
Mm-hmm. It is.
The world has gone to smithereens, basically.
Very nearly.
I've had plans for 2020 and they've all been ruined, so that's great.
Aye, same. Like, anime convention out the window. I hope that Wacken is still happening, because I really would like to see that Judas Priest anniversary concert.
Yeah, I was supposed to go on a vacation next month. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Supposed to fly to Japan. Are they gonna cancel that flight? They haven't cancelled it yet, even though our airlines are supposedly in hibernation, whatever the hell that means. So that's
just a lot of people going, shh, plane's asleep.
Apparently, like they're not flying, but they have a month left, or a little bit over a month. I don't know. I can't even plan like a day ahead. So much has changed this week. We're not even allowed to leave our homes normally anymore, except for work.
Oh yeah, same.
And I have this little like paper that I have to carry on me that proves that I'm going to work. Otherwise, I can be hit with a huge fine by the police just for being outside.
Oh yeah, sort of same. My workplace just said, well, home office for you. And then closed the border behind me and said, hey lol, you're not getting back. So, yup. My workplace in the other country is just out of reach now. So I just sit on here on the internet and do my work.
That sounds like a dream. I wish I had a job that I could do from home, but no such luck. I was gonna try to switch careers this year, but that's also out of the window because of the virus. Because people are not exactly hiring right now.
Yep.
Not quite, no. I will see how this ends out. If this is going to be one huge catastrophe or just the filler episode of 2020.
Oh boy, I don't want next month to get even worse. What the fuck could even happen?
I don't know. I don't even want to ask that question.
I can't believe Hideo Kojima predicted this again.
What did he do, the man?
Death Stranding's like the settings what we're experiencing right now.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So be soon carrying around a lot of boxes and hopefully meet Guillermo del Toro in real life.
That's the silver lining. We'll meet Del Toro. Everyone will meet Del Toro.
Everyone will be granted audience
Yeah.
by the new God Emperor of mankind.
Self-isolation, except for if you're going to go meet Del Toro.
Yeah. Those informations about fish sex that he has are vital to my existence.
I mean, I could bridge over to what I've been doing from that.
You can segue from that, then go ahead.
I can. So I have actually been watching a lot of Del Toro lately because I noticed The Man's is very good and I've not watched a lot of him. So I found one Blu-ray of The Shape of Water that was sort of reduced in price and thought, wait, I'm gonna watch you. And I even had dear Asker around to watch that. You probably know them from episode 5 of this podcast from way back when.
Did you not see it yet?
No, actually I haven't.
Oh.
I had missed it, or it was just, I don't know, it was not a long time in theaters. Maybe
It came out, I think it came out late outside of America, and then it was like a really short cinema spree.
That's every movie that's not a blockbuster now.
Uh-huh. It's often sometimes that you watch the Oscars and haven't actually seen the films yet that are nominated for the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
This is new probably for our US listeners, but we over here in Europe, we're suffering because we get everything months later. So when you watch the Oscars, it's like, I haven't seen that. That's not out yet. I have no clue what all of this is. Because licensing and such. So yeah, I watched The Shape of Water and holy heck, that was actually very good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because, yeah, I only knew it as, well, the fish fucking movie. So that was everything I could go with. But it was super enchanting and lovely and nice. It has this, what I didn't know, sort of this dystopian 50s setting. It's just taking a lot of liberties, but also making a lot of fun of this 50s Americana setting of this super perfect family, and all of the men have to be super nice and in suits and total sexists from back to front.
The Cold War was sketchy as hell, dude.
Yeah. That's also in there, the Cold War as well. So we get the Slavs too. But, oh boy, there is a lot happening in this film, and it's all very good, with many themes. From like the girl who is mute, who cannot talk, but she can talk to the fish human with per hand signs language. So she feels a connection because they can learn the language together, and the fishman doesn't know what she's missing. For example, that fishman sees her how she is, and while other people just say, "Oh, she's mute, she cannot talk to us." Blah. So there's like a very nice connection between the two, and my God, I didn't expect it to be so nice, because I thought, oh, this is going to be probably dramatic, and I know maybe Fishman dies, I don't know, and I thought, maybe this is like a cursed love story or something. Like, no, it's actually super fine, it's super nice, super warm, and the villains are just the perfect amount of evil that you can hate them, but you also enjoy them being on screen because they're just hemming it up all the way. So yeah, Shape of Water was excellent. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Man laying some pipe.
They even address how that works in the film. it's amazing.
Can't
Because if
leave
you look
out
at the
such a
man's...
detail.
Now, Guillermo del Toro looks out for such details.
Guillermo del Toro,
after all.
Yeah, he's been in the monster fucking community.
Absolutely. and he has excellent taste in his monsters, I can say. From Shape of Water, I went, well, good. I have seen that now. I love Pacific Rim. I should probably rewatch Pan's Labyrinth. But I know that I will love it. Went over to Hellboy 1 and 2. And holy heck, those are also amazing. Who would have thought? And there I also want to point out where you can see a set of monster fuckery in Del Toro's work. Because
that one has a fishman too.
Yes. And I would probably even think that Shape of Water is actually fan fiction of the fishman ape from Hellboy. Because, his character is sort of similar in Hellboy, but he's like the scientist type who can be very snarky, but is like very shy and very soft. Who, of course, makes like a perfect foil to Hellboy, who's like this big, brash, many passions, many emotions, big guy. Also the sort of blue and red theme, like the one cold and warm. Mm-hmm. The ensemble cast in Hellboy is so fun. They're amazing. They're all so fun to watch. But I'm actually deviating from the monster fucker point. I'm going back to that. Because I then saw the 2019 Hellboy, and you could tell in the design that this film was not made by a monster fucker. Why? Now, here's my theory. Here's my game theory. Because the tail of Hellboy in Hellboy 2019 does not dangle. Please. Okay, hear me out. Important. The tail dangle is very important because in Hellboy, you see when he walks around, Ron Perlman as Hellboy, he sort of his tail moves with him, has like a little bounce to his step or like dangles around, but he also uses it, and I think this is important. Yeah, if you had a third limb, you would totally use it. Like he carries like beer cans around with it, or like a 6-pack of beer, or just shows emotions. Whereas when he sits down, the sort of the tail tip just twitches like a cat would sort of do. Like it has life to itself. It's a representation of his character. Because I noticed that, not that I'm a monster fucker myself or something, but I saw that. And if you look at Hellboy 2019, you see that this tale has no urgency. This tale has no life. It just dinkly dangles around without character. And you can sort of see that it's just tucked in on behind his jeans of the actor. It just flails around. When he flails around, it's like, no. This film over there was not made by someone who appreciates monster designs. This is my game theory. Right here, right now.
That's
so
I haven't heard that Hellboy take yet.
So apart from everything else that Hellboy 2019 did wrong, which is a gigantic list, I would give this film 0 out of 10, simply for tail does not dangle.
Okay, but that movie had like those monsters at the end that show up for like 30 seconds. Those were pretty sick. They were like Eldrazi designs from Magic in that movie.
Nice.
And that was cool. Yep, that's the one part. That's what I remember. I watched that movie on a flight. I was really tired.
For me, it was the problem that the film was 2 hours long, and after about 1 hour and 15 minutes, I thought, nope, fuck it, I'm out. Because this film was unbearable to watch.
Okay, and so you didn't see those monsters.
Nope, I missed the best part now that I hear this.
I could probably find a YouTube clip of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could probably find them on YouTube.
Yeah, because, oh god, I've never seen a film so convoluted.
Did you see that guy turn into a cat man?
Not yet.
There might be monster fucking content yet.
Maybe.
I don't know what the standards are.
Don't try to lure me in with such promises. I made it to where the Blood Witch was reborn. Spoilers. But yeah, and then she just buggers off, and I just thought, no, wait, you just had the final boss in front of you, and now she buggers off? No, screw you, I'm out of here. You can already notice in the first few minutes of the film that something is wrong, because they try to do this sort of Lord of the Rings lore stuff, where you see knights and Arthur and Merlin do stuff, but it's like constant narration. And this would have worked if there was no narration. Just let the pictures talk. You have nice pictures there. But no, there's a constant talking over everything. You think, did you edit this in the last minute? And then there's like 90s edits for some reason, where it just slows down and speeds up. You've probably seen this in like 90s films, where sort of an action happens and goes and
we got some blade editing in here.
Yeah. Well, sadly, without the blade. So yeah, this. Oh God! And then it's just. I don't know how this happens, but then suddenly we're in England. No, at first we're in Mexico. First we're in Mexico, and we have like lucha libre, which I found fun. But the guy turns in the ring into luchador vampire. And then everybody is scared, and then Hellboy drinks tequila, and
Hellboy wrestling a vampire is could have been a memorable scene.
Could have been, yeah, but I don't know how they blow this. For example, his big stone fist thingy. He just flails that around. It doesn't feel like a part of his body. Just the tail and the fist, everything wrong. Also does not dangle. Bad.
I think that newer movie is a little bit tragic because the guy playing Hellboy, what's his name again? David
Arbor?
Arbor, yeah. He's a pretty good fit for that. Like, judging by his performance in Stranger Things. He can play
that's where he's from.
A grumpy dude. But didn't have good material to work with there, so
nope.
That's that on that.
Yeah, because there's not only a heck ton of swearing in this film, which seems a little bit over the top, and I'm not a person who normally has problem with swearing, but there's a lot of swearing in this film, and also like big tonal shifts. Because the luchador fight we mentioned in the beginning, he's very soft in that, because he's fighting against one of his ex-colleagues, and he's like, hey, no, you could come back, dude, like, this doesn't have to happen. And he's like very emotional because he actually impales his friend on one of the wrestling ring spikes. Oops. And then it just cuts immediately to him like being extra grumpy and like super aggressive in a bar. I don't feel like that it fits. And also his dad is super, I don't want to say abusive, but not nice. Which is such a contrast with the Del Toro of Hellboy. Because there's like his father's like a very important figure to him. And this is, I think, for me, the worst thing of Hellboy 2019. See all of this ensemble cast that Del Toro did? Yeah, just yeet all of that out the window. Just all of it. The fishman, the girlfriend, the supportive dad, the ectoplasm German guy. Just all of it out. And we just leave a grumpy Hellboy with an abusive dad. And say, oh, well, nice. This is what we have left now. Okay. So yeah, I think my closing words are, please watch Del Toro Hellboy, because they actually stood the test of time really, really well.
Or read the comic books.
Or read the comic books, which I still also want to do, because Mike Mignola's artwork is just mwah, and I want to see more of it. And yeah, and Hellboy 2019 you can skip.
Have you watched Kronos by any chance?
Kronos.
Del Toro's first movie.
Oh no,
yep.
Actually haven't.
You might want to check that out. It's like a starting to make American movies, Del Toro. So it's like a Mexican thing, a Mexican vampire tale, contemporary at the time, I guess 93 or whatever it was. It's pretty good.
Oh, damn.
From what I remember.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I saw Pan's Labyrinth, the film, but
I've only seen
Is it-
Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth, and one of the Mexican ones he did. I've forgotten the name of it. The ghost story with the kids. I've forgotten what it's called.
Crimson Peak,
No.
that's the Victorian one, I think.
Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Backbone, that's it. Which is different. I think I prefer, like, the more mystical kind of fantastical versions of Del Toro's writing, but like, or direction rather. But yeah, that one's good. Devil's Backbone is pretty good. It's very, like, bleak. Kids in war and having soldiers around and abuse and all of that kind of stuff, like in Pan's Labyrinth, but minus the fantastical fairy tale aspect, I guess.
Oh no! They would just end up with all the pain.
Mm-hmm.
All you're left with is that one wine bottle scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, what have you been watching, reading, or playing?
I guess continuing the monster theme, I recently read and caught up with Immortal Hulk,
Ooh,
which is really good. Probably the most fun I've had with a Marvel comic in quite a long time. It's exploring Hulk in some really interesting ways, some very absurd ways in places, but like the kind of base of the narrative is Banner and Hulk like trying to understand each other and like working through Banner's like abusive past, and like it gets really into like mixed personalities and trauma and all that kind of stuff, but it also just takes like gives you like these really absurd and kind of horror flavored set pieces, like Hulk goes to hell and fights like demons. There's this whole thing where like he can't quite control like the Hulk power anymore, so he ends up being like really twisted and malformed when he fights, and it's the body horror is like turned up to 11. It's if it's the one thing you ever wanted from Hulk is body horror, Immortal Hulk is just perfect for it.
Nice.
That's what I always want out of anything.
But it's gone into some really bizarre directions. It does do a lot of like Marvel stuff where it will like randomly put in a random storyline that doesn't really connect to anything else. Like there's an issue where Hulk becomes like a omnipresent deity and just like cosmic horror, destroyer of planets, destroyer of universes for an issue. And it's again, it's like working through trauma, but like part of it is him visually like shoulder barging planets, and it's really good. And the most recent chapters have introduced some kaiju, which is always good.
Ooh.
That one's been on my reading list as well for a while. I don't even know if I've bought the first volume. I might have. I always pick up stuff on Comixology and then don't read it for a year.
Yeah, so it's especially good because it doesn't really directly tie into anything currently ongoing either. So you can just read Immortal Hulk and not worry about what the Avengers are doing. The Avengers pop up for like an issue, and there is like a storyline that comes off of that, but it's not relevant to Immortal Hulk. If you want to just read about Hulk, you're good.
Yeah.
Ah, very good. Because this tends to be an issue. I find an issue with American comics that sometimes
it's not
just
fun.
Oh god, it just branches off left and right, and stuff comes in. And was it? I think you read also Civil War 2 at one point, and I think you just painted up what you had to read for that.
Yeah, so what I actually wanted to do was read the Miles Morales Spider-Man run that came out around then. And I got 2 volumes in, and then suddenly it's the story continues in Civil War 2. And Miles is very important in that storyline, so you can't just like read Spider-Man, otherwise you're going to be really lost. So I had to go read Civil War 2, and there are other important comics that tie into Civil War 2 if you want to like get the full Civil War 2 experience. And honestly, Civil War 2 is not very good. So
yeah, I heard that.
it's like the original Civil War is it's good. Like, it's probably very dated. Like, you kind of have to take the politics with a grain of salt. And like, if you, for the time, it was very climactic and all of that, but it works like the kind of Tony Stark and Captain America like rivalry in that is really well done. The Captain Marvel Iron Man rivalry in Civil War 2 is awful. Because like the whole thing is like there's this one I can't remember what they're called, like superhero, like deity kind of guy who can predict when crimes are going to be committed, and the whole crux of the conflict is, what if we can kill these people who are going to commit crimes before they commit any crimes?
Minority Report.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Captain Marvel is like, yep, we should definitely like I think it's Hulk, who is like foreseen to like Hulk out and kill a bunch of people. So like a bunch of it is like, oh, we should definitely kill the Hulk. And Tony Stark's like really against that, and that's like the inciting incident for the war. And it's
understandable,
just messy. It's not very good. And like, especially when you go from like, the whole appeal of like Miles Morales is that it's very much more grounded. Like, it's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need like, because like Civil War 2 also does the thing where it's like, okay, the Guardians of the Galaxy are here. We've got all these like godlike superheroes here. We've got like just mass carnage, and it's like, I just want to see Spidey and his other team superheroes doing stuff, please.
Yeah.
I don't need him wound up into like, is he going to murder Captain America or not? Like, I don't need that in there, because that just doesn't feel right for his character at all. But yeah, Immortal Hulk doesn't do that, so you can just read it and enjoy it. It's good. They've got like a power suit that is like a monster that so like takes control of whoever wears it, which is really good. It's very Eldritch. What else is in there? Hulk just like punches a lot of stuff. It's really good.
That's his thing.
The content we're looking for.
It's there are a lot of Hulks in there as well. Like, I had to like look up some of the backstories of some of the other Hulks that appear that I hadn't heard of, but like
the Red Hulk.
There's like
A-Bomb.
Yeah.
Doc Samson. She-Hulk.
She-Hulk's oh yeah, She-Hulk gets like, without spoiling anything, She-Hulk gets like a whole new look, which is really bizarre. They really just went 180 with what She-Hulk is.
Okay. I'm on board for that. Yeah, but that's very good to hear, because you've been sharing artwork from Immortal Hulk, and that just looks stellar. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, and all the covers are done by Alex Ross. So you get that treat every time you start an issue, which is nice.
Fucking sick.
Nice.
I'm gonna probably make that one of the first things I read once I get back to Western comics. But now I remembered another thing that I started this week, but I'm not very far in, is I finally got around to reading the sequel to Kengan Ashura. Kengan Omega.
Nice.
But only like 5 chapters in. I think one of the neat things about it is that the main character is just a jobber who lost against Oma at one point, and he just wants to take revenge. And he's not even particularly good at fighting. So, interested to see where it goes. Also, I don't know where the fuck they can go in terms of power levels in Kengan Ashura. So, let's see how the rebalancing goes, because there's a lot of returning characters.
Yeah. the like first round of or whatever it was of the Kengan tournament in the first manga got pretty absurd power levels.
Yep. It's all things human bodies can do.
It's gonna have to go full Baki and just make it completely ridiculous what people do.
I don't even know which one of the two is worse.
Committing crimes against anatomy in one corner, Baki, another corner, Kengan Ashura fight. Then just everything explodes.
Really excited for that Netflix sequel Baki anime. I'm craving Baki content like once a year.
Did you ever watch the Kengan Ashura anime?
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. You know,
I was planning on doing it, and then I got sidetracked. And I don't know, it's just not high on my priority list. I mean, I guess one of my friends watched it and it got him to read the entire manga, so...
That's good.
It's that its job.
Yeah, what I've seen from the Kengan Ashura anime is that it's not supposed to be bad. I think that's already good. That makes sense.
It just looks bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. I hear like the movement and stuff is pretty good. Like the fights have good fluidity and stuff. But yeah, the CG doesn't look too promising, honestly.
The problem is when you hold the manga artwork next to it.
Yeah, that's always going to be a problem.
It's always the manga that have like really intricate and unique art styles that get this treatment, which is I don't know. That's a bit.
Yeah,
bit
they either like sacrifice movements by doing like panel for panel recreations. Like I think the Dr. Stone anime is like that. It's like not very well animated, but it's like a replication of like the manga. And then you get like Kengan Ashura and like I think Seven Seeds on Netflix is the same, where it's CG and you lose a lot of the visual style just so it like can be made.
Yeah.
Then it could probably just quickly fire out the one positive one that just pulls it off. There's a Beastars.
Oh yeah,
it's now out on Netflix. You can watch it. That's probably everything I have to say. Because watch it, very good. We already talked about that in the review, but it's now officially out on Netflix, and we had the announcement that the sequel is coming out 2021. Beginning of 21.
Oh, nice.
So that's good.
Closely related to the Baki anime.
Yeah, there was a photo today of just practically memeing itself was the dad and his daughter, but we don't know what Paru, the daughter, looks like because she always wears a chicken head costume. But it was like sort of this meme of like the two muscle like arms crossing with us like father and daughter just like sort of holding hands, like arm wrestle. So like Baki and Beastars went together.
There's also that other the new Trigger anime is coming out soon on Netflix. I saw today.
BNA.
I'm assuming that it's gonna be another one of those things where we have to wait forever for them to release a batch. Like they're not gonna simulcast it, I assume.
Yeah, there was an announcement, I think, but it's not. I don't know if it's even for Japanese Netflix, but they said something about holding back, I think, 6 episodes and then releasing it. But I don't know if the whole series is like 6 episodes or if they're just doing like bundles of
like
6.
6 episode bunches.
Yeah.
Well, now would be the time to release something like that.
Yeah. Should make sense.
A lot of internet content is gonna be doing better at the moment.
Yeah, I think I even read somewhere that Netflix in some countries or some parts has to put everything out in standard definition. Like you cannot watch in high HQ anymore because so many people are using it right now.
Right.
So only standard definition for everyone, folks. Too many people are at home.
Can you imagine if next month this planet gets just like blown up by an alien ship? This could be the last podcast for we are recording the final Garcast right here.
Oh no, what do you have to say, Tom? Quick, give him a line.
Doom guy can get this dick.
Insert funny meme. Insert Tom saying, "Hey gamers" at bass boosted volumes.
What else? Gamers. Gamer. Gamer moment.
Oh no, that reminds me. I haven't watched Copcraft yet.
Oh no.
Well,
I cannot die without not watching Copcraft.
this is the tragic part, is that Tom has actually watched Copcraft and he can't be here to talk about it.
Yes.
Elena, I can't believe you've not yet watched blank show. I don't know.
We have to make sure that he gets to talk about this. It's important.
You still have time to watch it.
Yes. Because now I actually have time that I can watch this. Because I've sort of been keeping a list of things that I should probably finish while I'm here. Sort of Legend of the Galactic Heroes has moved up now.
Oh, nice.
Where I think, now is a good time to maybe finish 100 episodes of an anime.
But obviously Copcraft has overtaken that.
Yes.
And moved to the top of the list.
If we're looking Copcraft, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, I mean, it's not a question, right? Who wins?
One's an all-time classic and the other is Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Exactly. And of course, because it's logical, I started reading new things instead of Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I sort of wanted to loop back to Ellie, who reads Western comics now, because I've been reading Constantine.
Oh yeah, that's been
which
a
is
big
DC
thing for
Comics. You. Yeah, because it started coincidentally, of course, because I found the Constantine City of Demons film in a bargain bin for I think a few euros, and thought, an animated movie with demons. Am I monster fucker? Yes, but also is this cheap? Yes. So I bought it and just slapped it in without thinking much about it, and it was actually very good. Because it's a sort of
slaying
reboot
episode.
Retelling.
Everything we've watched or read is about demon slaying. I've caught up with Demon Slayer, by the way, but fuck that. This is just title this episode the demon slaying episode, or fucking.
Yes.
One of the two.
One or two. At the same time. So Constantine had been getting into that. Then I also watched the Keanu Reeves Constantine, which is a whole different beast, like has practically nothing to do with the comics and the other films. It's sort of its own thing. But yeah, the comic books really good. And also some of them are standalones that you can actually just pick up and read. For example, the City of Demons, which is very good. Or what's it called? All His Engines are the two that I sort of picked up. Mm-hmm. Because the story is you have Constantine, who is a sort of street warlock who can do magic. And he's from Liverpool. He's basically this middle-aged, grumpy, often drinking and smoking, very bisexual warlock who just stumbles into adventures left and right, and most of them end badly for at least one person, because sort of, let's say, screwing around with hell and demons and other really bad stuff does not end well for a lot of people. Not even Constantine. Sometimes. I can probably spoil that because it's his backstory in practically all of the stories. Constantine in his young days, in his 20s, was a punk band singer. And sort of he got into all of this demon business. And then one day in sort of a big venue, it was revealed that there were some sect dudes doing black magic and trying to summon a demon and trying to sacrifice a little girl. And he, of course, in a very cocky and overzealous nature, went, haha, I can just defeat them by summoning a bigger demon. I know how that works. Problem, little punk Liverpool guy should probably not have summoned a big hell demon. And sort of the demon slayed the whole sect, which was good, but also took the little girl and went, ha, that's my price now, screw you. And so actually, Constantine banished an innocent little girl to hell. Oops. Because he completely was off his confidence.
Who amongst us can claim to not have done something like that?
Yeah, we all do that at one point or another. So yeah, this is sort of his thing that he wants to repent for. At least, okay, I've done really bad because of my attitude and because I was young and stupid. So he's trying to do some good now with his black magic, but yeah, it's not really always working. So yeah, you have this very, I don't want to say urban black magic, but yeah, very sort of grounded, leveled street stuff, where sometimes just the case is, okay, little girl has gone missing and he sort of has to find it, or just some religious nuts are going around spreading bad messages and he has to do something. So yeah, it's a very good one. And we get some really good bisexual representation so far, because the Constantine has girlfriends and boyfriends in different iterations of his character.
I really liked the sexual tension with Batman that you posted.
Yes, for some reason, and I can't tell you why. Because he's a DC character, he sometimes teams up with Batman, and there is very homoerotic tension between the two. Especially now, since there's been a second movie, or sort of second comic run, was called Justice League Dark.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, because the Justice League are all science-based superheroes. Because they all can fight with, like, different science stuff. So if they're confronted with supernatural stuff, they actually cannot deal with it. Because they get possessed, they get overtaken, they get tricked, so... Yeah, Batman as the most rational one goes, okay, we need a supernatural Justice League. And Constantine actually gets made head of said Justice League. We also get different characters in there. Because there's a very good movie about that if you want to get into it, that also covers like everyone's backstory. Mm-hmm. Because it's sometimes not that easy to get into like every different character when you have crossovers.
Yeah.
So you think, oh god, who is this, who is that, what are all of these people? And sort of because it's the film like Batman assembling his Dark Justice League, actually everybody gets explained. So if Constantine...
Is Deadman in that one?
Yeah, you have Deadman in that one.
I've read some run of Justice League Dark, and I've enjoyed Deadman. His power is that he's dead.
Yep. Yeah, that's literally it. It's great. Yeah, he was a trapeze artist who got shot while being in the air, but because he was like in his performance and he was such grand bravado, he didn't notice that he died. So yeah, he's just an see-through person now who can just take over different people to sort of control them, and that's his power. He just is dead. He's dead man. He's a ghost. Yeah. We also get like a demon man in there who is from medieval times, from Merlin times, and he speaks completely in rhyme,
Etrigan.
Which is very cool because Etrigan, exactly. Who's also in there? Sedania, like the dark magician who vowed to use her powers for entertainment, because she said, because I just want to make people happy, because all my magic does is spread bad. But of course she gets called in because she's one of the powerful ones. Shout out to one of the best quotes in Justice League Dark is she makes elephants appear and disappear. And then just Batman knocks at her door and enters. Are you sure about these elephants? I mean, Peter could be on you anytime. Think, well, yeah. Batman dunking on Peter, also in this film. And who else? I think I'm missing one. Yeah, but basically this film is also amazing for just Batman tagging along with this new Justice League because he cannot see supernatural stuff, or he cannot see ghosts, for example. So when everybody's just talking to ghosts or just fighting something, Batman actually cannot see anything, and he just stands there and goes,
Batman is
this is a running gag, by the way. Yeah, he just sometimes stands in the background and goes, because he doesn't understand what's going on. But it makes for a very nice connection with the others. For example, they see that somebody's lying on the ground and just like death shadows are pulling his soul out. They're saying, oh god, he's dying. But of course Batman doesn't know that, and he just runs over there to all of these specters and checks his pulse and goes, oh no, this guy's dead. I said, yeah, his soul is just being pulled out. He is dead. And he said, no, you cannot fight these specters. And he says, oh, okay. He just pulls out like an adrenaline syringe and slaps it into the guy. And then his soul gets just back into the body. And he said, yeah, you don't have to solve everything with magic. Like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, it's a good time. And yeah, there's also a new film coming out, which is too long. Wait, Justice League Dark Apocalypse, which is coming out somewhere 2020. Because then they're teasing that Constantine maybe gets on the villain side or is sort of defecting from the Justice League, and I can totally see that happening. So, yeah, let's see where that goes.
Alright, I gotta leave here.
Yeah. So,
you two can keep going and just send me the audio. Okay.
I think we could probably round this off all. We have everything.
I don't mind. Whatever works for you guys.
Sure.
Okay, I'll say we keep it a shorter one, shouldn't we?
I mean, we're a good hour. I think it's probably a good length.
It's a pretty crisp hour.
Nice. Yeah, okay. So I think that concludes then our very demon-filled podcast. And we'll be back soon, I think, with many more things to talk about. And hopefully with Tom again. Tom, you can say something here.
Cupcraft.
Very good. I agree. Yeah, so thank you for listening. Somebody want to add something?
No.
Note for me in the future, we need 3 voice lines from Tom.
Yes.
But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. just ask him to just give 3 random things.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
Whatever.
Perfect.
Hellboy can also get this dick.
Yeah, so this has been us, the Garcast, and that was Ali.
Bye-bye.
The Boris.
See you later, fuckers.
Yeah. Tom, who wasn't there. But please give your greetings to the audience.
It's been great being here. Not a post-recorded voice. See ya.
Thank you very much. And me, Elena. So see you around, everyone. Stay safe, healthy, be hydrated, wash your hands, and see you all around.
Wash your fucking
Bye-bye.
hands.
Wash your fucking hands. This is the baseline of the film. This is wash your hands, please. Up to the elbow. All your and your wrists is important. Just the whole thing. The whole ass arm. No dangly. Thank you. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.